Hi, I'm Exizis, and we're playing the German Empire in the Great War Redux mod for Hearts of Iron 4. And today we're going to continue where we were. We're making small offensives both in Russia and in France. Last episode we selected Aviation Cult, which I think is fine. We're running out of good focuses to do. We want to go down towards this side. And there's a little bit we can do here with the colonies, I guess, but they aren't really in our control anymore, are they? And we've got a few more air ones left. And the Scandinavian focuses we can probably do as well. This is, of course, locked behind backstabbing Austria, so going ahistorical, which is also leads to all of these focuses down here. But yeah, let's get the set going. So I changed my video rendering software or encoding software, and I'm experimenting a little bit with the sound levels. So if anything is too high or too low, the game sounds or music or the voiceover, please feel free to tell me so I can rectify that. We will start a small offensive here. I will join in with the heavy divisions from this side. This is plain style, so it should be easy pickings. Okay, so Liberia is in the war now too. We did manage to sneak this tile here. I think what we want to do is go on and take this one here too, to set us on the riverbank again. And do we want to know? We can move in with these, and we can support with these divisions. We can actually move in from there too, I think. Yeah, so that should be an easy win. And over here on the eastern front, we might be able to advance on the block. And these divisions aren't as offensively minded as the ones we have on the western front. Anything big? No, only small battles. We have another land doctrine we can select, so let's keep on going down here. Trench Assault gives us extra soft attack and organization, and it enables a breakthrough, which of course is a very good tactic. Don't think we get any better tactics further down actually. We get backhand blow down there. Yeah, so we can start putting a breakthrough on some of our divisions. They should be able to utilize it. Okay, so Darfur is in the conflict as well. It is shaping up to be a proper world war. We could probably set these here to train as well. Would be nice to have our motorized divisions, or our motorized and armored car divisions, as top-notch as possible. And they are declaring loads of wars now, the Allies, the British. Okay, so let's keep on advancing here. This is a plains tile, so we should be able to knock them out from there quite easily. But maybe we should be advancing here too. Why don't we have any supply in Lodz? Okay, the railway network is not connected through anything other than Katowice. Or maybe we should be pushing something towards here. We've only got... don't think these can... no, they can't attack into there. So we would need to redeploy some troops for that. Maybe actually we can... how are these doing with their training? They're doing okay. They're not super offensive though. We've got as much as we could get in while still just keeping the Marines there. Actually 56 I think is a decent amount compared to our... not compared to the artillery divisions of course, but compared to the infantry divisions. It's not that far off. So we will abort the training here for now. And remove this order. And we set them up around here. There's a few rivers to attack across here, so it doesn't hurt too much. Let's go towards Katowice. That's where we want to attack. Actually, that province there won't help us, so maybe we just back it off a little bit. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's move them up to the correct front here as well, so they are under a field marshal. Our Remus von Vorschen, who doesn't have a portrait. And these are on the... He is more of a defensive general, I think. I am tempted to go with ambusher on him too, but this one filters down, so... And if we have the ambusher on the generals instead, yeah, we'll go infantry expert here. We won't stack that. Let's see what we can do with the breakthrough here then. Just checking the... all of the following must be true, so it needs to be an offensive default and one of the following. So yeah, if we have a skill advantage, we can still use breakthrough even if we don't have the hardness. An unexpected thrust doesn't have anything like that at all. This one is a lot better. It decreases the defender's damage and increases our damage even more. And it allows us to move very fast into the tile. So we will be selecting breakthrough for all of them, but he is a defensive one, so we might want to hang on and get backhand blow instead here. Which of course counters breakthrough. You must have a skill level of more than 4. You always have that when you select a trait. And you need to have defensive doctrine. Or a higher skill level. And yeah, that was a weird one. Oh, okay, if you have defensive doctrine, you only need the skill level of 3. So anyone can use backhand blow, basically. There's no real prerequisites. But we can select for the offensive generals here. We will select breakthrough here. And we'll wait for the rest of them to level up. Can we see his level? Yeah, he's the one we just put it on, of course. Level 4, yeah, we need level 5 to be able to select it. They will get there eventually, but they're not there quite yet. Yeah, Felix von Bothmer is very soon there. And Rupert von Bayern is very soon there too. And yeah, we won't select anything on them. And he can't have that, but we can select... And we're gonna go with the combined arms expert here, I think. This is gonna make a lot more sense than armor expert, and we can still gain the armored leader for him if we ever manage to get enough tanks. And that'll help him out a little bit at least. We should be able to select preferred tactics or something here. No, that was just the traits. And I think we just don't have anything to put on them. No. So that is fine. I would rather not have to build a new railway line here. Just to supply lods. And we have... There is a justification. Japan is justifying against us. As they did historically, of course. And looks like we've connected up with Bulgaria here. The Bulgarians and Austro-Hungarians have. Hopefully we'll be able to close down this pocket. Looks like they're doing okay on the southern front. They're not doing okay here, the Austro-Hungarians, but they're spread way too thin. It looks like we might actually have to get something in here to help them out. Where did we... Oh, that's the Marines we have there, of course. We want them under... They can be under this general, actually. And we'll move the motorized up there, too. And I would love to be training these, of course. But I think we need to help our Austro-Hungarian friends down here. So let's actually we can get the cavalry division down there too. And we will instead remove this. Let's move the Marines back down there. And let's put these under there too. I think we'll keep them on the correct fronts. It looks like they don't have much supply here, so we shouldn't have any bigger issues with punching through. But the Austro-Hungarians desperately need more men in the field. They do have the manpower. Can we see their logistics? Oh, they got a massive deficit of guns. How are we doing for guns? We are in a positive, so let's set up a lend-lease for them. And we are currently producing GWR 98. So let's send them half of our production. I think that should be fine. And could we see anything else here while we are at it? Motorized artillery, howitzers. We could say they're not producing howitzers, so we'll send them off some howitzers. Probably have some airships we can give them as well. Alright, we want to have those up. We can give them... That should be the... That's just normal artillery, isn't it? Where are the howitzers? That should be... No, that's the new artillery. That's the howitzers. Are those old howitzers? Which ones do we have in stockpile? 120mm are the howitzers. Yeah, we can send them off those spare old artillery pieces we have. Start. Oh, we can send them off all of these. We will send them some of these. Of course they need some guns. And we need to send them some howitzers. Probably wouldn't hurt them with a little bit of support equipment, so let's give them the Belgian stuff that we have. Not the trains, I think. We will give them some of the trains. There's only 10 of them. And these are all ones. This is 341. And that'll be ones. I can send them 10% of our artillery and howitzers. I will go with 40% instead of 50. And let's see if we've got any... We've got some spare airships here and some spare recon planes. Let's give them our spare Zeppelins and let's give them some recon planes as well. And we probably want to keep our production up of the other things. They did need some motorized as well. And that's good for logistics, so let's set up a monthly 10% production and send over. At least they get a little bit of trickling supply. They shouldn't have any trouble with accepting that. And we have Darfur wants a non-aggression pact. Yeah, sure. Entente is at war with them. And let's keep this playing. We did manage to arrive here. And it would be nice if we could encircle them this way and cut them down. Might be better off just going straight ahead though, up into the mountains here. And we're just pinning them there. It would be nice if the Austro-Hungarians would help us with that. But even so, we shouldn't have any issues breaking through there. This isn't the best terrain, of course, to be using motorized in. We will take what we have. Okay, so we have all the Marines in position. Let's advance on Katowice, and let's use these for flanking move there as well. Looks like we did manage to advance up here. We'll keep going forward. They are attacking us from there, so we will attack them in the back. Cut them down. If you can get up there and pin them, that would be really great. Alright, so we finished the tank prototype. And now we have... oh, this might actually be worth it rather than this one. That's a 2% research speed increase, which isn't that much actually. And we could instead spend it on doing the tank classification. I don't know if this actually makes a difference, if we need it for anything. I don't think we do. Since now we have the tanks unlocked, and still way ahead of time. And we can do all these subtechs as well. I think just dedicating a slot to getting some of these technologies out of the way would be good. Which ones do we really have? We're gonna need turrets, of course. We should get one-man turrets here, right? Medium fixed superstar structure. Okay, that doesn't really help us. One-man turret for the light tanks. And that should enable the two-man turrets and then the three-man turrets down there. And the heavy ones. Yes, we're gonna need turrets. We're gonna need a medium tank. And we probably want to go with armor and engines later on as well, but these two are going to be the key techs. We will start with working towards tanks. Oh, it's 500 days. Hurts, but that's the way it is. It looks like we've got two big battles here. We have this must be Russian and French fleet. No losses on our side. It looks like we did take some damage though. We managed to sink 3 more of the Russian dreadnoughts or pre-dreadnoughts, and a bunch of, actually 8 heavy cruisers. That's also a big loss for them, or armored cruisers. That was a good victory. And the other one, just down here, we managed to sink 2 more armored cruisers. It's also a good attack, or a good battle for us. We'll want to have another look up here on the western front. So let's advance on Brugg. That should be within our reach. We probably want to move in a little bit. Okay, so one of our agents has been captured. That means we probably want to, before the... we want to try to actually rescue this one. Do we have a... yeah, we don't have a network, but if we move him in, we still have the network saved. Which means we should be able to... well, usually comes up at the top. We might need to pause a day. Darfur has capitulated. Yeah, I'm not gonna read out these capitulation ones, I think. They are the standard ones. So let's just go there. I'm not gonna waste your time that much. Let's select Theodore here. Commence when ready, and prepare. Let's start it off quickly. And what do we have? It should be... oh. We forgot to change the... so we got new heavy ships here when we researched probably the artillery, but we don't actually have any new equipment on them, so they are just exact copies of the ones we already had. So let's get rid of these new ones. You can see their costs are exactly the same, so all the equipment is exactly the same. And that way we at least get rid of the variant that we can turn off auto upgrade actually. There is no need for it on these ships. We have all the Navy experience we're ever gonna need. So. Now we've got to constructing convoys. That looks good. Got a lot of these ships that are still in construction. And I don't think there was any more ships laid down in 1915. There were, after the Mackinsons, the next capital ships were laid down in 1916. and that was the Ersatz-York class. And then the most of the resources got diverted to... And then maybe if we just open up a second front here, we can reinforce with a little bit more. Yeah, we're over division, so we are over cap. So we definitely want to start another vector that will give us another 25 to play with. That should at least level this out. Let's see how it helps. Yeah, we're up to 120 now. That was not plus 25. And anyway, we get more divisions in here now that the width is increased. This one shouldn't be any difficulty at all. And looks like we are gonna take Brugge as well. Do we have any... Oh, we didn't manage to break through here, it looks like. I think maybe we need to make a little more concerted effort on doing that then. And now we're going in with the heavy divisions. Oh, there's a river crossing from one of these directions. And that's why it was hard to take them. And we did manage to take Katowice. And that means the railways up to Lodz should be fixed. It looks like we do need to upgrade this stretch here. Yeah, it's only that portion. Let's go in on railways and upgrade that one. Put them in at the top. We can put them under the Prague to Dresden and Dresden to Berlin. Alright, so we finished aviation cult as well. And let's see where we want to go. We could go for these airship ones. Do we have anything down here that would be beneficial to us? Befriending Scandinavia could be. Invading Finland. That one doesn't help us. And we can't do that one. There's some colonial dockyards. Yeah, no marine technology would be nice. I don't think we have anything. Sino-German shipyards. I can't see everything it does there. Enabled research speed, okay. And these are boosts against the United Kingdom and America for a year. So those aren't really that much for us to do either. I don't think anything... We could do that to help. Let's go naval production a little bit. I don't think there's anything here that's really pressing for us. And that will help. That will actually massively help churn out these ships. We'll see when it kicks into effect. It should take 24 hours. Or maybe it kicked into effect directly then. You can see the all these modifiers we have to production of heavy ships. And then we've also got the Great War here that we kind of need to worry a little bit about. What does this do? It doesn't really do anything for us. Alright, well, we'll let the clock run at least. It shouldn't be at a standstill. And then we should be able to grab Lidl after that too. And maybe we can attack from there as well. One of the heavy divisions has relocated. Okay, it looks like we didn't really punch through there. Let's try that one more time. It would be nice to cut them off here too. That should be fine. I got another doctrine we can take. This one gives line artillery soft attack and leg infantry breakthrough. That's really good for us. And we are struck by an army epidemic. Influenza hits the army. Extremely unsanitary conditions on the front line have created a large-scale epidemic in our standing army. This will erode our army's morale and strength as infected men struggle to fight under illness, and the depravity of our situation begins to display itself. This is a disaster. So we gain national spirit epidemic, which reduces our population factor. That one isn't too bad actually. The factor is counted on top of the from the total pool, and we've got plenty pool there, so that's not a big one. The division attrition and supply consumption, however, are really harsh. War support, that's no good either. And ideology drift defense. Well, what can we do? We finished up the mortars here as well. And let's see what we have. That unlocks AA 20, I think 20mm AA is for the... And that's the heavy guns. Oh, that is the normal medium cannon. And that is a good upgrade to do right now, so that would be an instant upgrade to all our forces, and it will be some of our tank techs in the future. So that's a good one to pick up. Okay. The big question here is if mortars is something that we do need to add to our infantry divisions. Yeah, okay, so that's a mortar company. Gives us 4 soft attack. But it costs barely, basically nothing. So that's looks like a good one to keep in. Maybe we can actually put it in. What do we have here? 30 combat width. Okay, so the 3 combat width for 8 soft attack. As support companies, they are decent. Let's put factory on them. And we can at least use them for our motorized divisions and our marines. The marines will benefit greatly from having that extra attack. We will keep our marines moving forward here. We can consolidate the lines here a little bit. This is Austro-Hungary, so of course we would like to return it. The same thing with these provinces here. And this one too. Yeah, so the border was up here, the Vov. Okay, so that was good. We've managed to encircle them here. Let's take this one out first, because it's got the lowest organization. It should be a quick battle. And then we'll just swing up and take care of this one as well. And then we will move somewhere down here. We can probably set that order up as well. And we probably want to try and punch through the forest here. Let's widen that gap a bit. Yeah, let's see if we can even do something similar. It might be better to come down this direction actually. Make a tiny encirclement here of this tile. Every little thing helps. Okay, so we destroyed a torpedo boat there. There is some Austro-Hungarian subs out hunting. How are our convoy raiders doing out here? Looks like we are still pretty unopposed actually. Yeah, there's some French destroyers. Well, it looks like we are sinking convoys out here, and that's nice to see. How are we doing out here then? Yeah, we're sinking convoys here as well. Okay, so this here looks like it might need to be redesignated. We'll do it that way instead. We will stop attacking. We could fall back from this Yongle province too. That one doesn't help us very much. If we instead keep our forces there, they will be more consolidated. We we should probably have kept one on the port here, but we do have a port up here, so I guess that is okay, and they should be able to hold out here. These small enclaves, of course, are holding off quite a lot of enemy divisions, and that's the main reason for keeping some presence down here, because if we just left them, of course they could just move these forces back up to Europe, and we'd rather have them down in Africa. And they're just moving away everywhere here. And hopefully the Austro-Hungarians can get everything together there once we start giving them some more. You go there. No, you pin that one actually. And we'll move one up this way. They're not really done for this these prolonged offensives. Can punch through one or two tiles. Let's advance on Lille as well. We're making slow progress here in France, but slow progress is progress. Okay, so maybe we stop that off. And we move some forces in this way. Yeah, we get on that one too. Let's see if we can punch through there. Yeah, we wanted to have all of these on this one here. Should be fine. This can move there and then up. There's no organization else at all on that unit there, so it shouldn't be any big issues. Let's sit there and build planning bonus instead. I'm not going to break through until we've got the rest of our forces in position. It looks like we should be able to advance here. There's one division protecting from all of ours. We probably should be moving our front line down a little bit though. I think we need to help the Austro-Hungarians just a little bit here. And the Russians are spread quite thin up here too. And it's another 2 divisions gone. And now we actually have a chance there, so let's attack in there. They're being pinned down here by the Austro-Hungarians. Yeah, not anymore though. Okay, so we captured a Russian operative. How is ours doing? Oh, it's they're still not done. And these are moving back down. They can get to deploy normally. It looks like Lille is a lost cause. Don't think we're gonna take this one there. And now that they've moved a few troops away, maybe can support it from. Yeah, we can move in with these, and then we will support it with all of these surrounding divisions. That should add enough weight for us to actually break through there. And the French have called Japan in. We now have a major on the other side of the world as well. The Empire of Japan joins the Entente. Earlier today, the French Republic and the Empire of Japan issued a joint statement that the latter has now been formally granted member status of the Entente. Whether this partnership will be used for offensive or defensive purposes remains to be seen, but undoubtedly extensive joint military planning is already underway. It will not avail them. The position for us is looking quite dire. We have the center here, but there is a lot of Entente countries around the world. So let's redeploy down here and we will punch through there. We can use the cavalry to go up this way. And we'll see if the motorized can swing back down and eliminate that division. It looks like we've taken the suburbs of Katowice. And we probably want to keep advancing on Krakow. Let them, their counterattack, their fizzle out first. And we'll keep moving on Krakow. That should be a supply hub for them. So if we can take that, we will greatly help with diminishing their supply. The same thing would be for Warsaw. We of course need to... We don't really have the troop concentrations, I think, to punch through here. But we'll see. They are quite weak. But it might work anyway. Let's march forward here. And Romania joins the Entente as well. So that is yet another enemy down here. And I think maybe we want to set up... We probably want to train good divisions while we are at it. And just set one up here on the back burner a little bit. And let's see if we can get some... No, just 2 of them is fine. And the same thing there. Just with whatever is left over, we will use. Should be able to select another air doctrine. We are going to go down night bombing. Mostly because fighter escorts is completely useless. And let's see. I didn't mean to click that one away so fast, but we'll just have to live with it. And this doesn't look very good. I don't think we can pull any forces. Maybe we can pull... I have to kind of halt down our offensives here though. But I think we might just have to do this. We'll pull them over. Let's pre-deploy them to the... probably somewhere, I don't know. Let's set them up. Something like that. Should be fine. They will finish up whatever engagement they are engaged in, and then they will relocate. And we're gonna have to stretch this border for the entire distance here, of course. Because this isn't looking good for the Austro-Hungarians at all. And they're not even managing to deal with Yugoslavia down here. And of course we got the Italians down here too, and they've only got 4 divisions strengthening them up. Let's see if we can't. Yeah, we've already got a few more. We need to increase our gun production because we're gonna need to give guns away as well. Okay, we are building military factories at least. We can add more of them. Where do we want to add them? Do we have any decently sized states? Saarland and Alsace-Lothringen. That should be our core territory. Yes. And Oberbayern. And Posen is a good one. And Oberschlesien. And we've got a few slots here and there. We're gonna have to look into increasing the amount of slots too, I think. And this should be fine, as long as we manage to win this one before they do. Cavalry probably doesn't need that order anymore. Yeah, okay, so at least we got a fallback line going here. We've got somewhere to pull our troops back to. Naval combat. We didn't really need to be advised of that. Low supply in South America. We've had low supply there all the time. This is worrying as well. It looks like most of these are in place. We'll wait for them to kind of advance forward, I think. Okay, so our motorized here have done a good deed. Let's see what more we can... We should be able to push them back here to the river. If we do something like that, then we can move our front lines up a little bit and we can probably join them in. I don't know if I want to join them in until we've lost this territory. I don't think we're going to hold on to it with the Austro-Hungarians' low troop concentrations. And we did manage to take Lille, which of course is really good. And then we've got... But we upgraded most of these here. Oh, we didn't upgrade them all here. Let's see if we can upgrade another 6 then. That'll require a little bit. I can take the hit. We'll just slowly shift them over to the artillery divisions there as well. But that's gonna be all for today. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to leave any feedback on the volumes if you have any. I would greatly appreciate it, so I know how we're standing with the new video editing software. Goodbye.